And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a stand-up comic who is runner-up on America's Got Talent and Betty the Dog's father. It's Taylor Williamson. Chef Jeff is here to celebrate Pride Month the way all red-blooded American men do, by working on his car, drinking a few brewskis, and then just being proud of the gays. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Hello, my little Philly cheesesteak pizzas. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate, and I don't know how I feel about that, was sent in on Patreon. By Heather Hewson. I want to make it clear, I'm delighted it was sent in on Patreon. I'm just saying I don't know how I feel. That's right. .com/Allison Rosen. I don't know how I feel about a Philly cheesesteak pizza, although it would probably be pretty good. Anyway, I'm on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. Patreon. You can get episodes of The Friend Zone. That is my bonus Patreon podcast. And it has been a regular 2020 Dateline kind of situation. I have probably already said this. I think I told Daniel on air, but a listener was like, you should consider hosting a true crime podcast because, guys, my life recently turned into a true crime episode. And thanks to my forensic know-how and other stuff, I pieced it all together on an episode of The Friend Zone, and you have to be a Patreon subscriber to get that. And then also there's a level where you can text me, and I'll text you back, and I send a daily text update, and that is quite juicy too. Get all of that at patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Also, Substack, AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay. I would like to say hello to my guest. Welcome back, Taylor. Oh my God! It happened again.
Yeah.
Horrendous
Taylor.
accent alert.
I'm just gonna change my name to Taylor.
But the thing is, off mic, that has never happened to me. Hello, Taylor Williamson.
Hi, I listen.
Oh God, I'm gonna change my name too.
Allianson.
I figured out what it is though. It's the Taylor So there is,
I explained this last time.
Here's the
it's
thing.
My life. It's not your fault. It's not just you.
You explained it last time, but I couldn't identify the yla sound in Williamson last time, and then I did identify it, and I feel it's important to really dig in.
Do you think so? My name's Taylor Williamson. Do you think it's? I think it's the to the w, but do you think it's the il with the?
Yeah, I think it's the yla with the yul. I do.
I understand.
No, I barely do myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but thanks. Am I the first guest to ever come back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, thank you.
I have a rule. Everyone gets one appearance only, and for you, I broke the rule.
Wow.
Congrats.
The first return guest.
And this is monumental.
It is. It's.
But have you ever had a guest come back so soon?
Probably not. No. You might be the fastest return guest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And was this out of excitement? Is it because your audience was like, oh my God, Taylor was so great? Or was it because you're like, oh, people keep canceling or I'm too lazy?
No, honestly, you're the first person I reached out to about this episode, truly. It was not I can't get anyone else, I'm going to call that guy.
But why would you have me? It seems
because I enjoy.
Yeah, it's bad producing, right?
But maybe I'm so great though. I mean, I'm open to that being the option too. Like maybe I was just so effective. Is that the right word? Is that the industry term? Effective.
I enjoyed having you on.
/available.
Would you accept that we missed Betty?
I would accept that we missed Betty, my Chihuahua, and I didn't. I kind of was dishonest. I didn't show that she was here the whole time.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just say that today's guest is Betty the Chihuahua.
Oh, and she brought you.
Yeah, maybe that's more respectful to your audience, your Patreon followers.
No, I'm sure that they're super excited that you're back.
Oh, maybe. So you're making clear that they were not like, oh my God, you got to get him back soon. That's not what happened.
The ones who weren't like that will feel that way.
They just let you know in what's it called, telepathically.
I could feel it.
Yeah,
I could feel a certain sizzle in the air, a certain excitement.
You know what I really appreciate about you is that like you could have just lied and said like, oh my god, I got so many emails, and like I wasn't gonna ask like, let me see the emails.
I know. I wish I had at this point.
And like you could just be like, yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback, and we wanted to have you back. So you're just like, no, that's not what happened at all. Nobody cared.
We had a clap-o-meter. Jeff, what did it sound like?
It was a 12 out of 10.
That's
Really?
right.
Yes. Broke the meter. Snapped the needle right off it.
I'm not paying for that. That's not my fault.
We're insured.
Okay.
Exactly. Our clap-o-meter is insured. So anyway, welcome back, and welcome back, Betty the Chihuahua. Hi, Betty.
She met a celebrity the other day.
Who was it?
Do you want me to show you the picture? Then you can guess who it is. Is that good radio? Probably
Yeah.
not.
Yes. Wait, hang on. Let me finish.
Tell me. I'm
Let me
sorry.
finish saying hello to everyone.
I'm sorry. I
No.
took over.
No, I like that.
That's what they had me back, though. They
yeah.
wanted this. This
I
is
like
what they wanted.
It's a motor that keeps going. I like it. And then also we have to discuss the fact that you keep your credit cards in your phone, because I've seen people do that, and I can't tell how I feel about it. Okay. And then also I would like to say hello to Daniel.
Hi.
Hello. And to Jeff Fox. Hello, filling in for Tony.
Hi, Allison. It's good to see you. Good to be here.
Jeff, cut this out.
What are you talking about?
Was that from the most recent episode?
Yes.
Everyone, listen to the most recent episode. Apparently, there was something I needed cut out, and Daniel was. Oh, is that when it came to light that you don't listen to me when I talk?
Did we talk about that?
Well,
in the
yeah,
last
because
Does
episode?
that happen?
Yeah, because I was telling a story.
Looking something up
Okay.
and tuning you out.
Yes,
Yes, I do often tune you out.
because I had to tell a story thrice.
Yeah. If I didn't tune you out, oh my God,
What would happen?
I would just have no ability to have my own thoughts. Nah.
I don't think that's true.
I get my best thinking
what?
done while
Wait,
you're
hang
talking.
on.
Allison Rosen. It's like,
Hang
you know how some
on.
people get their best work done at a coffee shop?
Or their best thinking down in the shower. Yeah.
Right. For me, it's just while you're talking. It's like my,
It's your me time.
yeah, exactly. In fact, I should listen to your podcast while I write.
Yes.
That's so funny.
And then it's just like white noise.
Because you said if you didn't tune me out, you'd get no thinking done. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, well, wait, that suggests that I'm talking all the time, which is not true. But during the recording of my show, yes, I understand.
Yeah.
It's a lot of me.
A lot of you. There's a lot of you a lot of the time.
This is not true.
Can I tell you what this makes me think of?
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I first got my dog Betty, she had tremendous separation anxiety, like to the point where she hurt herself being left alone and stuff, and she would like chew through things. She was tormented, whatever. So, someone said that you should like online like record your voice so that they hear you.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the most obnoxious thing, but like it makes sense. I have a comedy album.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's smart.
That's great though,
I put
actually.
it on repeat. I'm like,
Aw.
come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And it didn't work. And
Oh.
she didn't laugh once.
Made her anxious.
And now I'm insecure. She thinks I'm not funny.
Do you think she likes a different kind of comedy?
I
She's
think
like an insult comic?
she likes Steph Comedy Jam. It's really weird. Like she's, I'm like Betty, but it's this. I mean, listen, Bernie Mac is great.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny.
So
Yeah.
so let's get to it. Who did she meet?
Well, you tell me.
Okay.
This,
Oh, that's Frances. Not Frances Farmer. What's her last name? Frances
Fisher.
Fisher.
Yeah.
Frances Farmer was someone else.
Where was Frances Fisher?
She was at my house.
Just hanging?
She just came over, and I was like, "Can I get a picture of you with my dog?" Is that weird?
Really?
Yes. Thank you. Wait. That wasn't kind. You go really like
Yeah.
sincerely, and then you started laughing.
No, I laughed because suddenly
You laughed because you're like, "There's no chance she just walked into your house."
No, I laughed because
You don't know where I live. You don't know what. You don't.
Yeah, Allison, God.
You don't think Memorial Day I had a little get together?
oh,
and then
maybe you did.
and
I
then
do think you
Just
did.
me and Francis.
I do think
She's my friend. I got
everyone
a picture with my friend. You got a picture
Yeah.
with me before the show.
Yeah.
What the
That's what friends do. Ooh.
I will
Can I leave? Have you ever had a guest leave?
No. Have I? No. I've had a guest not show up and then show up really late. But have I ever had a guest just walk out? I don't think so. I don't do that kind of show.
It would be good controversy.
I
though.
know.
Do you want to do it?
Sure.
You should book Gene Simmons. He'll walk right out. He always does that.
I'm trying to think of like who a famous walkout was recently on anyone's show.
I remember Mark Maron had Gallagher.
That's
Oh,
the
did
one
he
I was
walk out?
thinking of.
Yeah.
Did you guys
that's
hear
the
that
one I think
WTF is ending?
So that's the reason I'm here is like I'm
Oh.
here to like announce that you guys are the new #1 podcast in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had the ability to hand that
Yeah,
title
that
out.
was like,
Can you grab his audience somehow?
he should be mentioned and hand them over.
He should.
That's what a real man or
Yes,
woman would
like
do.
when a doctor is retiring, they give their practice. You inherit their practice.
You
I
should
want to
be able
inherit his
au-
audience.
Yeah, you
Or
should.
like Johnny,
Hey, what the
Johnny
fuckians?
Carson giving the show to Jay
Yes.
Leno. There
Yes.
should be a handoff.
You
There
had
should be.
Marin on early in
I
this
did.
show.
He was like my second guest.
You should. He
Hit
should.
him up?
He should have you on as his final guest.
I agree.
I agree.
Yes.
That's
I
not too
agree.
fast.
You and Francis Fisher as
Yeah.
together.
But I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline because it's 2025.
I didn't even see
Why?
that.
Do you know why is he ending his show?
He's just done.
He's been at it.
He's been a long time. He's very busy, and he's.
What's he busy doing?
He's making movies and TV shows, and
He
he's
is?
doing stand-up. He's putting out specials and stuff. He's at the Comedy Store all the time. Like he's always touring, and he is working very hard to put out two. I'm talking to you, like 2 episodes a week. Besides the fact, even if you could have the scheduling and trying to get like super celebrities all the time, and like I'm sure he's like we're burnt out. We're burnt out. You want to go out while you're still like it. They're still ranking pretty high, and like
Yeah.
I get it. He's like I got what
I just
did
wonder
it.
if it's not as solvent as it once was. An issue affecting many a podcast these days.
Success is that what solvent
Like
means?
making
Solvent means like making a lot of money. Actually, that's not
I thought it
exactly.
means like salt or something. Am I
No,
wrong?
that's actually not. I think solvent means you have liquid cash on hand. Jeff, could you tell us?
in a science class where it's solvent.
Solvent.
There is
Or
a
is it-
solvent.
Solvent when
Yes.
it comes to finance, I think means there's money available.
Yes.
So you're close. Right church, wrong pew.
Well, you could make an argument.
Is that a thing people say?
Yeah.
You could make
It
an
is.
argument.
I like it.
You can make an argument that that is what I meant. I don't think it is exactly what I meant, but I could argue it is. Like, there's not. He doesn't. I wonder if he doesn't have as much cash on hand as he once did.
So here's
true.
here's the other. Yeah,
Right
two
pew, right argument.
You got 2 scandals
church.
today. Allison Rosen accuses Mark Maron's podcast
Ooh.
of sinking.
Ooh.
I mean,
He can't afford to pay his bills
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
Start a beef.
a beef.
Getting out of town just ahead of the creditors.
Honestly-
is the implication.
Honestly,
Right.
the key to success is just constant beefs.
Can I-
People love that shit.
Can I tell you? I started my podcast, and the advice I got from people who do the biggest podcasts is, and they're not joking. They're not saying, "I know this is crazy." They're saying excitedly, if that's a word. You gotta talk trash and try to get people to talk trash, like to bring it up on their show and like make it like everything's pro wrestling now.
It
Yeah.
is weird.
Politics is pro
yeah.
wrestling.
100%.
And I'm just like, what the?
Yeah. People love that. It's like, it's just a human nature thing. People are drawn to conflict.
I mean,
And-
any Bravo show, and we watch Bravo shows. It's just pretty people yelling at each other.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I've been paying attention to Ethan Klein, who does the E3, H3, whatever. And it's like his show is just nothing but
pure
like
diet.
starting shit with people. And but what I've noticed with him, it's like this almost Howard Stern sort of appetite for it, where you enjoy the shit talking and the back and forth. And it's like, that is a recipe for huge success if you have that appetite.
It's
if you
funny because
want-
that's so not who I fundamentally am.
Well, no, that's why you don't do it.
I know, but maybe I should.
I don't know.
I
like,
don't think it's who Taylor is either.
But I think you have to have an appetite for arguing with people
Yeah.
and like really like
Bickering.
and getting in the mud.
It's shamelessness.
It is.
You
Mhm.
have to have it, and Shameless is winning now in this culture of attention equaling value and currency, and it's really sad to me that that's what wins. You could throw a baby out of a train, and then that will get millions of views, and then you'll get signed with CAA.
Has
anyone
and
done
that
sell
yet?
comedy
Hawk
clubs.
Tua did it.
Wait. Has anyone?
Not
Why don't you, Jeff, cut that out? We'll.
The way Allison Rosen T-shirt.
Yeah, just throw. We're gonna
Like a
throw a
Cabbage
baby from a
Patch Kid.
train this
Okay.
weekend.
Fake,
Tune
fake
in.
baby.
Yeah.
You know what though? You know what? To make this okay,
Fake baby.
Right.
Wearing your T-shirt.
Yes.
But we
Real
don't,
train.
we don't say
Real
real train.
train.
We don't say it's a fake baby.
No.
This is great because then like someone
It is
calls
great.
911,
Mhm.
anonymous tip,
Right.
and then listen. By the way, Maybe you call 911, then you take the heat because you get a mug shot out there. It's more press, and the next week, or you're gonna have to take one for the team for the full 911
I have
call.
2 strikes.
Yeah, we got to find someone else to take the heat.
Well, you look at why Rogan became big, and the thing that made him big in the beginning was going after Carlos Mencia.
But you're correct. But it's what made Marin big because he would
say.
have famous comedians come on, and they would all say why they hate him for being such a maniac.
Right, and there was like,
and then that became funny or whatever. But it's like everyone hates him and has horrible experiences with him, and that's what made people love him too.
I don't think that people would come on here and tell Allison how they really feel.
No, they like to talk about me behind my back.
Yeah, so
I
it's like
burst
getting
into
people
tears.
to admit that
Yeah.
she's.
No, because I'm like a nightmare. I'm like one of those people where if you have, it's like don't even bring it to her because you're gonna regret it with her reaction.
There is one person who would have negative things to say about you.
Well, I can think of a few.
See,
But
here's
this
the
one person
show.
who
List
said it-
the people who hate you. This is the show.
Who did a whole show about you.
Oh, yes, Adam Carolla. But he wouldn't come on and say it to my face.
No.
Would he let you go to his studio to record the episode of your episode? Like he wouldn't drive here, but would he?
Oh,
What have you said?
an episode. If I approached him and I said, "Can I interview you about us?"
I'll come to you.
I honestly
I
think that
doubt
he
he
might.
would do that.
I think if
Really?
you went to him,
I
and
think
said,
he would do a show with me.
Because he
would do a show with you.
But I
Yeah.
don't think he would want to. In my experience, he does not enjoy things that are awkward. I think people around him could push him into doing something awkward, but he usually shuts down awkward. I mean, I've experienced
I
plenty.
think
Hang
on
on.
air. I think
I've
on
been,
air
hang
he
on.
is.
I've experienced plenty of awkward moments on air with him, but if he feels uncomfortable, I believe he will shut it down.
Maybe he did that whole thing with Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
remember?
that was weird.
But
And
he
that
was
was sort of
willing to
out
do
of
it.
he was, but I don't think it's because he wanted the awkwardness. I think he wanted to
like settle.
to like sort of explore what happened. I
Interesting.
think.
Like, was it Kevin talking shit? And
Okay,
then he
so
had-
what it was they
They did a show.
they had
develop a show.
they were developing a show together, and then it somehow fell apart, and Kevin Smith went forward with it with Ralph Garman, who had been
Not
Adam's
Adam.
old roommate.
Right.
Yes, and Ralph Garman is like works with Kevin, and Adam was upset about it, and Kevin was Don't quote me. I think Kevin was upset that there had been a misunderstanding.
Right.
So Kevin was coming on for them to hash
Kevin
it
wanted
out.
to smooth
He
it out.
wanted to. Okay.
Kevin wanted to.
And there were emails that Adam had shared with us ahead of time so we would know the backstory. But the main thing I remember from all of that was that Kevin Smith used the word Catholic, but he used like the secondary definition of it. And it really seemed pretentious
And
to me.
nobody uses it that way. Like, I've never heard
Right.
anybody.
He was like, well, that was Catholic of me, or like, I have a tendency to be Catholic in that way. And what is the secondary definition? I think it means not adhering to one particular school of thought, perhaps.
I honestly.
Can you look it up?
I-
Or unless you know.
I felt like he meant it in that self-imposed shame kind of way.
Oh, that wasn't how I read it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, the problem is unless you actually know the definition, then you're just assuming based on what you think Catholicism is.
Yeah.
Like, is it about shame, or is it about rules, or is it about
I got to look up this other definition.
just dogma? I don't know.
Yeah, I felt like it was more of him saying like I'm a self-shamer, self-scolder because of.
Oh, interesting. So the definition is including a wide variety of things, all embracing.
But what's funny, he might not
God,
mean
that's like-
that.
Yeah, I don't think he meant that.
I don't have to. That's so funny that I misunderstood that this whole time. I'm gonna have to go back
Very
and read
Jewish
those
of you.
emails.
Yeah.
Right, but you
just
mean
kidding, I
it.
don't know.
You mean it in the secondary definition,
Which is like,
controlling
cheap,
the
being
banks.
cheap.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the reason I laughed, for the people who are like, wait, get back to that point that we've moved on from,
What are we talking about?
Francis Farmer.
Stop it.
The reason I laughed
Back to
Yeah,
Francis
is
Farmer.
because you said she was at your house. Francis Fisher.
No Farmer.
You said Fisher.
We changed your name.
Yeah. Who was Frances Farmer? An old-time movie actress, I think.
I don't think it's a person.
It is.
Frances Farmer.
Because I feel like Courtney Love made reference to her somewhere.
Frances Farmer played Kate Winslet's mom in Titanic.
Fisher.
We changed her name.
Okay. Anyway. And she also, Daniel, when we went to John and Sarah's wedding, she was at the wedding.
Oh.
She was?
Yeah, because I remember being like, one day I'm going to talk about her on a podcast with the dog.
Sarah's dad. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
They're friends.
Right.
So anyway, you said she was at your house, and I said something like, wait, really? And then you gave me a look, and then I laughed uncomfortably like, oh, God, I guess I'm so gullible.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, that was what my laugh was.
Oh.
It wasn't a derisive laugh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So that was very Jewish of me to assume that you were making fun of me.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at myself for keeping this big arm. No, I went to a friend invited me to someone's house for Memorial Day, and then she was there, and she likes my dog a lot. And then I know someone who thinks she's great, and then I think she's great, but I know someone who really thinks she's great, and she loved my dog, and I was just like, I like died for like a half hour, and then I was just like, can I get a picture of you holding my dog? And she was so happy to do it.
What was the dying for half an hour over?
Because I'm just like, am I rude? Am I being rude to my friends who invited me? Am I being disrespectful? Because
to ask for a photo.
You're at a fancy people's house.
Yeah.
Is that the tackiest thing? Is it rude to the host of the party? Is it rude to her? Is this supposed to be a safe? But then, like, I talked to her, was like, I asked like 17 people, is it rude to ask her
I think
for a
it's
photo?
fine. I think the photo's fine. I think if you were to invite her on your podcast at a party, I think that's where the line gets drawn.
I've never quite understood why it wouldn't be fine. I mean,
I'm a +1. I was at my friend's house. I was
Yeah.
with my friend. Can I tell you this? Well, actually, that's you put it yourself in. If I invited any of you to my friend Francis Fisher's house, right?
Farmer.
If I invite, I'm dear friends with Francis Farmer. If I said, Jeff, come on over, and then like I leave you alone for 10 minutes, I'm like, you've been around. You're an adult man. You're friends with Larry Miller. You know what the world is like. You've been around, you know. And then I walk over and I see you like doing TikToks with her. I'll be like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
it's a tricky thing because, yes, I totally get that. And, you know, a person might just want to be chill and not see you as like some sort of like, I don't know.
Stan.
Yeah. But on the other hand,
She loved. She was perfect.
well, especially with,
and
with
no one cared.
Celebrities do hate attention. So there's that.
well, I mean, like with TV and film actors, like there is no audience, right? And so, like the only way they get
Interesting.
feedback on what they do is when people come up and tell them that they appreciate what they do. Otherwise, they're just acting to the crew.
See,
And- And
Go
so
ahead.
I think they, on some level, most probably appreciate it as long as you're not being too intrusive or when
weirdly deferential.
yeah, or you know when to stop. But like, there's certain obvious ways where that can be a problem. But like, just coming up and saying, "Hey, I really like your work." Who would have a problem with that?
We were friendly. We became friendly also. Then she came up to me, as they do.
And asked for a picture.
Well, she came up to me and she asked for a picture. She asked for me for TikTok. That's the part I left out. But
Yeah.
no, the dog is like a conversation starter.
Yeah.
I have her in my backpack, and then people see a little snout sticking out.
And what is that snout?
What is that snout? But that's who I am, and yeah, all good things in my life have been from this dog.
Does the dog?
Careful.
And
this face. There's something about something very Jewish is
know.
about to be said.
Yep.
Or something.
Oh,
not,
you mean
something
this-
not very Jewish because Jewish is good.
Right.
Something you're about to say something not Jewish.
I'm about to say something that makes me feel like a male podcaster. Does she help get you laid? Have you been
was
asked that a
really-
lot?
And that's a really aggressive way to put it. No, I mean, listen, is she in my dating app profile photo? Maybe. I would say that she definitely my ex-girlfriend who had a really wonderful relationship. She 100% helped make that happen. Not that I'm like manipulating. I'm like, okay, Betty, you're gonna go up to her and like give her flowers, you know. but like, yeah,
Make her feel seen, Betty.
She's not.
She's your honeypot.
Well, it also I can see how it breaks the ice.
It's
Yeah.
like
It's a way to talk about something that you both can show an interest in without there being anything at stake.
So my ex saw I did someone's podcast where they look in the refrigerator, and then
Ooh, that's a good idea for a podcast.
Dana Do has a podcast where you look in his refrigerator, or they look in people's and then you talk about it.
That's really good.
You should do it.
I should.
Yeah.
Dana Do.
You should just do it.
Dana Dude, he's a comedian.
Dana Doots. I don't know this person.
You know him if you saw him. He's on Cobra Kai and stuff. He's a stand-up, and I did his podcast, and then I was already matched my ex on the app, and then he randomly sent to her. He knows she likes dogs. Like so my refrigerator picture was my dog inside my refrigerator. She's very small, and the door's open. Whatever. I keep her in the freezer at night, but whatever. But
call PETA.
Yeah.
Please do. And then I want to get canceled, but in a fun way like that, like something that didn't happen, whatever. So then she got the picture, and then randomly it was very serendipitous, and she has dogs. But on the flip side though, very polarizing. The tiny dog dad life.
Mm-hmm.
Some women are like, ugh, they don't like dogs. They're not dog people. They don't want a dog
But
in the
it's
bed.
a great self-selecting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because who wants to be with those people anyway?
You know what? Agreed all day.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be with someone who doesn't like animals. Like,
Weren't
people,
you not a small dog person before?
I didn't
we
want
worked
to
together?
own a small dog. It's not like I didn't like small dogs.
Don't listen,
I think
Betty.
part of my issue with a small dog is I'm just afraid I'm going to sit on it or step on it or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
this reminds me, and we need to talk about Turtline in a minute. But what app are you on? What app are they doing these days? I'm in the post app world.
Well,
Pre-app.
can I tell you, I've been out of the game because
Pre-app.
I'm pre-app is what I mean.
you're like
What are you're gonna get on an app? What's going on? Is there something I need to know about?
No, what I'm saying.
There's apps for married couples who are looking to get out there.
Yeah.
Looking to get out there.
That's
Definitely
never-
looking
To
get out
open
there.
things up. No, by pre-app, what I mean is I settle down before the time of apps.
I want to open the relationship, but I only want someone to come in and fold the laundry.
That's called a housekeeper.
No, it's gotta be. There's a website or app called FetLife. Have you heard of this?
FetLife?
It's
No.
like fetish life. So you can pick whatever your fetish is, and Lord knows it's out there. But yeah, you go. I just want someone to do my laundry.
I just want someone to do my laundry.
Put it out there. Put it
So
out into
hot.
the world.
So hot.
Do you want them to be attractive?
I don't even care. It's attractive that they fold laundry.
Okay, point taken.
But COVID happened, and I had a girlfriend for a couple years. So there's the apps that I think are the apps
Tinder.
I have Tinder, but I have
Raya.
I have Hinge and Raya, whatever. I have the other one, but I have the accounts for the other ones. But there's newer ones now that I just don't have. This is where I'm just I know more.
Right.
And I have a Jewish one too. It's like a Jewishy Raya thing.
Oh, what is it called?
I don't want to advertise it.
Okay.
But it's weird because my buddy signed up for it and he has stuff going on like you, and then the guy who runs it.
What do I have going on? This?
Cool show and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And,
Thank you.
And the guy emailed him and it goes, "Hey, can I be on your thing?" And I'm just that's the most inappropriate site.
Wait, he applied to be on this secret Jewish dating app where you guys control the weather and date each other?
Yeah.
And the guy wrote back to him and pitched himself to be on his podcast?
Yeah, I
Yuck.
think it's really yucky. But but there's all these newer apps. There's FetLife has been around for years, and then there's one called Field, but it's
Yes, I've heard of that one.
Because in this current time,
Oh, play the field. I was trying to remember what.
I don't think that's what it means.
Oh,
but
is it
maybe
feel?
I don't know, but it's the whole because now it's it's mature to be polyamorous. It's not it used to be tacky or embarrassing or weird, but now society goes, oh, you're intellectual, you're thoughtful,
Open-minded.
Open-minded.
Polycule.
Yeah, yeah, but dude, yeah, yes, and my.
Don't do the
I'm
pen.
I'm making noises. Why do you don't put a Sharpie next to the microphone
Here,
if
I'll
I'm not
take it
supposed to
from you.
fidget with it, bro?
I should have cleared
This
the
is
table
Greg
for-
Heller
this
all
is
over
Greg
again.
Heller.
We had a regular guest who could not stop fidgeting with the microphone. So
And got mad anytime I asked.
Yeah.
And we did much work to.
Jeff
Fortify
like,
the
super,
microphone.
like
Cool,
super
that's the way
glue
shit goes
the
down.
microphone to the thing or whatever.
I forget what we did.
you did something where you like made it so it was immobile.
Oh yeah, I like tightened the hinge down
I think
really
you
hard.
glued it.
I might have glued it. Yeah, I did. I had a microphone clip and I hot glued it so that it wouldn't move at all because he would crank it up and down like he was riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But the point is, people there's people who are like my ex was someone who like would go on who's like successful and beautiful and all the things, and like you just go on and say like I want to be the third in your relationships, and it's like empowering and cool, and it's like anyways. There's an app for all of that, and like I'm just like I can't. It's also like I'm a public-y person. Like I'm not looking to. I don't know. It's all. I don't. It's too much.
It seems like a lot.
I need like a wife.
Mm.
I just need a wife.
Your own?
I'm sorry.
Your own?
anyone's.
What did you say?
Your own wife or
You said you
Just
need a
any-
wife, and
any
you said
wife.
your own.
That's funny.
I mean, I don't make assumptions anymore.
But that's the thing too. There's people into other people's wives, and the other person watches you do stuff with their wife.
totally normal.
It all
and-
makes me feel so old and boring.
All this stuff's always existed.
I
Like,
know.
I remember this guy who like ran a comedy club who like I don't know how it ended up happening, but he's told me that he's like into swingers clubs.
I have no problem with people being that way, except when kids are involved, and then it's just like.
Well, no one's. Oh, you mean when they have kids? I was like,
Oh, Jesus
Jesus,
Christ.
no one's talking about that. What a leap! I see what you're saying. When they
I
have
mean, when
kids.
they have kids, when the couple has kids, I don't. Maybe this is my ignorance, but it just feels like when you start to have that kind of a situation, it's just introducing a level of chaos. And maybe this is because I'm a kid of divorce and all this stuff, but it's just like the kids need stability and they need. I don't know. Like when I hear about a couple wanting to like have a third, I always go, do both of the people in the relationship want it equally?
So I had
It's got to be one wants it a little more than the other, and the other's going along
Yeah.
with it. Yeah,
I
don't
had
know.
Molly Roden Winter, who's an author, on my podcast. I can't remember when, but she wrote a book. I believe it was called More. It got a lot. It's being turned into a TV show, I believe, and it got a lot of attention because it's a a literary take on polyamory,
Mhm.
and it was a very affecting, depressing book. Like I did not walk away from reading that book going, "Oh, that's a great way to go through." I'm sure there's people who are fine with that lifestyle, but her husband is the one who wanted it. So then she started dating guys and, opening things up, but I felt like there was so much of it she was trying to convince herself that she was okay with it. Like you never got the feeling that this was actually what she wanted.
Right, and it's like, and so that's
Or I didn't, at least.
that's
get
how
that
we
sense.
that's how we feel about it, and then it feels like by having those thoughts, am I being unfair to her? Am I
Yeah,
being
close-minded.
judgmental? Yeah, close-minded, but it's just I don't know, like it just doesn't feel healthy to me. But again, like what the fuck do I know?
Well, you're gonna get canceled.
Look, I don't know. Like I think everyone should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want, if it makes you happy, except when it involves kids.
Again, ick.
I had a buddy like 12 years ago was going through like a midlife crisis type thing, and he was like excited. He's like the kindest dude or whatever, and he was going and he's single, and he's going to these like there was meetup events for not swinger but some other word for it, like being open there's open
Ethical
polyamory.
non-monogamy.
Yeah, there's some other. I don't know what the word was back then, but just like everyone is open to whatever.
I think dirty slut.
Yeah. Oh, you went. Yeah.
The dirty slut
But
conference.
they would go to like meet like they would go to like a diner and they all hang out during the day, and like it just everyone's looking for community. I don't know. I got lucky. I found a community in stand-up comedy. So I always felt like I belonged to something. Like I found a thing. Everyone wants to be part of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then my buddy lost his thing that he was a part of, and like, so then he's like looking for, I don't know. But what he said, the only thing that ever made super sense to me about this, he goes, but I think it's one of the things that sounds like it makes sense, but it doesn't. He goes, I can have multiple friendships, so why can't I have multiple love friendships?
Because you're not having sex with your friends, is what an old person who doesn't get it would say.
Yeah.
But you don't have. It's
Monogamy is
interesting.
like a made up thing.
I totally get that, but like there is something that happens when the level of intimacy that happens when you are in a committed relationship that you don't have with your friends.
Okay, Grandpa.
And also, like, I find this topic, I don't enjoy talking about it, but it's like, because ultimately it just leads to sorrow. It's a monogamy.
Wow.
Yeah, and just loneliness and depression.
Wow.
Wait, what?
No, I'm kidding. No, but it's like you. There are ways that you are challenged to be vulnerable and available and responsible for another person in a committed relationship that you aren't in a friendship.
Yeah.
In a friendship, it's like, my friends who I love, they're not like asking that much of me, and I'm not asking that much of them. You show up, you like, you fuck around, you jerk each other off, you do, right?
That's a whole nother
No,
category.
but
of
you're
stuff
just like,
that how often does that happen?
a couple times a week.
Really?
Yeah. Is
Oh,
that not?
wow. I thought you guys were still doing last Tuesday of every month.
When I go, no, no, but you know what I mean. Like friends can be just accepting of, you'll have friends that don't ever open up to you,
Yeah.
or always making jokes. I don't know, but when you're in a relationship, there's something demanded of you that is very categorically different than a friendship, and that's a good thing. And so to introduce a third person into that's also needing that feels like dangerous. Like it feels like it would be really hard to manage.
But that's why you have a polycule. And that's why you don't just have 3. You have like 7 or 8 or 9.
But then it feels like you're not. How could you be able to be that available and vulnerable
I'll
to
tell you
that
why.
many people?
You're not.
But no, you do get to, because they
I think
all
it's
go to
piecemeal.
they'll play roller derby.
Yeah. See, I think that maybe it's
you
for
can do
people. I don't know anything about this, but I would just imagine that a polycule is maybe for people who don't want that.
They don't want vulnerability.
They don't want that
Oh,
level of,
interesting.
and so what they want to do is keep it at that almost like level of friendship and surfacey, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like,
Yeah.
Dating.
yeah, just
Casual.
to never
Casual.
get to that point where things get really difficult because you are having to challenge yourself. Because really what that is it's like you have these areas you don't want to go to inside your own psyche, right? Like there's these walls you've built, and they were there, you built them for survival or whatever, and when you get into a really long-term relationship, you're forced to have to like bust through those. And for a lot of people, it's like, that's too dangerous. That's too, like, I will cease to exist if those walls come down. And so they don't ever want to get close to that. And so they'll either like sabotage the relationship or maybe keep things on the surface.
Keep things light. Do you think everyone in a monogamous relationship, though, has to tear down the walls? Or is that just
because I'm with a almost psychopathic, like, terror downer?
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know that it's possible to ever be truly, like, authentically intimate with somebody if you're not.
If you're
not at least if you're not at least like showing them what's on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
Like you can't you can't be in a relationship with someone and just have this whole area like cordoned off of who you are and just be like, you have no access to this part of me.
But some people don't access it themselves.
Well,
a lot of people
that's
don't.
the issue,
that
really.
I'm related to.
Right.
Yes.
That gave birth to me.
And it's
All of them.
and maybe most people, I don't know.
All the people who gave birth to me.
Maybe most people don't. But I do think that like that can be a whatever.
But I think a lot. But a lot of people can only, on a scale of like 1 to 7. Let's keep it fun.
Mm-hmm. Squares would say 10.
Oh yeah, right. It's so basic.
Lame-o.
But say someone can only access a 3 out of 7 of themselves, or chooses to, or thinks they only allow that to be available. They'll meet other people, and they're only 3 too, so they're fulfilled. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. There's some level of deep pain,
Mm-hmm.
But I
think that's true. No, I think that's true.
I think that does happen.
Two relatively shallow people can have a fine
I'm not saying
relationship.
that this happens in every relationship. I'm saying that a relationship can force you to go there.
Yeah.
Definitely, probably most people don't.
Yeah, I think most people are. You know, what my therapist says most people are, because I've been saying how everyone's out of their minds with curse words in the middle, and she says everyone's suffering.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Should I? I'm gonna tell her that you said that.
Yeah, tell her.
I think
No. I think it's just such a generous view of the world. Ugh.
I think the reason why I think it does happen in an intimate
I think it's
relationship,
true.
though, even with people who aren't really, is because you're gonna come into conflict, and that conflict's gonna be based on those walls. It's gonna be, you are going to be not there for your partner or whatever because of that limitation, and so in order to resolve that, you need to identify what the holdup is. Why are you not? Why, I don't know. Why are you not? Why are you reacting that way when they ask you to do something? Or why are you upset that they are, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's based on that. So you either fucking deal with it or it continues.
Are people listening going like, wow, that guy is really evolved? Or are they going like, wow, she's a nightmare. He's pussy whipped.
They're probably saying, shut the fuck up.
Can I tell you what's great about? I just want to acknowledge this real quick. Is when you said that how you, when she talks, you don't listen, and then you get work done and stuff. What's positive?
No, just really good thinking done.
He doesn't work, but he thinks it's hard. What's good about this? I think it's a good thing. I don't know. Like my grandparents, I love them and stuff, but like they became the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that a lot of older couples, they just
my parents did that.
they merge into the same being.
Yeah.
Where if you like did the game of who said this quote, you know, it's like Obama or Hitler or whatever. You know? It's like you could do it for your parents or grandparents.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen with the two of you
No.
because you don't listen to her.
That's right.
You're right. What a positive spin.
I
Well,
love that.
You're preserving your true identity.
Sometimes I do like to take one of her thoughts and then
Oh,
re-articulate
yeah.
it later as though it's my own original
Or one of my
thought.
jokes. That happens all the time. Yeah. Like, oh, I just said that. No one heard it when I said
Sometimes
it.
I punch it up, though.
Oh, you're right.
He's workshopping it.
Right. So I want to give a shout out to a listener named Jen Huff who makes jewelry. Jen Huff Designs. We went to, she's been following me for a long time, and she contacted me and she said she's going to have a booth at the Jackalope Art Fair in Burbank, and we should come this weekend. And
I always wanted to go to that.
I was there.
You were?
I went to Shake Shack yesterday in Burbank.
Nice. Yeah.
And parking was terrible, and I walked around. A lot of fun stuff was happening. I'm just saying,
Yes.
but I didn't see her work. I wish you had told me.
She was booth 134.
I probably walked past
Yes.
her. What
Wait,
does this mean?
what
I'm
time
not joking.
What time did you go? Because we were there too yesterday.
Stop it. Why didn't you tell me?
I had no idea you were there.
I was at Starbucks. I went to Shake Shack.
You did all the places.
Oh, man.
We might have narrowly missed each other. I know another listener was there too, and Garen from Never Not Funny was there.
Renee Colbert was
Stop.
there?
Yeah.
Garen was there?
Garen was there.
I was there at 2 to 5.
We
were
were there at that
there?
time.
Oh,
Oh my god!
I had to park on the roof of the parking lot.
We didn't.
You
We
Uber
parked
from Beverly Hills.
No, yeah.
That's where we record, right? No,
You can't make a joke because then they think that you're joking about it.
Yeah.
You're like doxing yourself in
They
an
know.
ironic way.
Oh,
They
you're
know
right.
we're in Beverly Hills.
You're right.
They know you're in Beverly Hills.
We're in Beverly Hills. No, we parked in the structure on the bottom floor where
Wow.
it says reserved
but only on weekdays.
during the week. Yeah.
You got to cut that out. Don't ever give out LA parking secrets in public.
Right, Jeff, take that
It's
out.
true.
But anyway, yeah, it
Never
was
park in the yellow zone even at nighttime.
okay. If there's
Never mind.
this is what we're gonna do. If there's one word to describe how it was, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. Figure out what your word is. I have a word in my mind to describe
it.
how the whole experience yesterday was.
Okay.
It's just I have one word to describe it, and we're all gonna say it at the same time. Jeff, you can chime in if you want to. It was an art fair in Burbank from 2 to 5 is the time we were all there. Okay, is everyone ready?
No. But it's going to take me a long time, so just go ahead.
Well, no, you're supposed to say it at the same time.
Okay, I'll just make up a word then.
The eye roll.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Catholic.
Hot.
Crafty.
What was your word?
Crafty.
Oh, mine was hot. It was hot. It was so hot. Didn't you think it was hot? And I don't mean in a Paris Hilton way.
Cooler than the day before, though.
Yeah,
so
but
didn't
I was
feel-
sweating. I was sweating, and I was doing that thing where you lift you take your shirt and you flap it in the back, and then also I was like flapping in the front. I was flapping. There was sweat going down the middle of my chest.
I gotta say, I don't know how you felt about all the crafts and everything there. I feel like craft fairs, and this is the only craft fair I've been to in 15 years, so I'm going to generalize based on this. But so many of the crafts there were things that I know they made because either they have like one of those Cricut machines and they can cut stickers on, or they have one of those, like, what's the machine that will...
A lathe?
It will cut wood. It's like a
lathe?
No, honey, it's like a printer. It's like a printer, but you put the wood in it and it'll make. Or they have a 3D printer, or things that I've seen people on like YouTube Shorts or TikTok. You're like, this is how you make it's like you do this with some paints and then this and then you lacquer and it looks like the beach, and it's like just those things where you've seen the step-by-step on how to do them, or you can use spray paint to make a universe on a canvas. And it's just like all crafts by people who've just seen a how-to or have bought a machine and now they're just cranking the stuff out. And I don't know, like I wanted like more art by people who make art.
You wanted like a Tucson art festival.
Well, yeah, like I don't know, like people who make pottery and have
See,
like
I knew
there's less of that.
this
There
was going to be
some of that.
basically a street fair. I had a feeling, and I was right.
But I don't mind a street fair. Like a street fair now. Like Jen, she does do her own. She showed me how she makes her jewelry, and it's like
she's a
all
goldsmith.
handmade.
It's
You
really
met
cool.
her?
Yeah.
That's so special.
Yeah, and that's
she
more
gave me these rings. Look how pretty they
She
are.
didn't give me anything.
I
Like
know.
that.
Well, you didn't talk to her.
I was there for 3 hours.
I know.
Oh, Jen.
134. I'm telling you, booth 134 is where you should have gone. Should have given you a beautiful piece of jewelry.
I just think the modern tools are ruining some of this stuff because they're making it too easy and kind of step by step.
There's no love put into it.
Right, and I want more of what like Jen does, which is someone who taught themselves a craft.
Yeah.
And then they're just making this thing with their hands to
But
sell.
how cool was okay, so Owen is obsessed with two things in this world: the solar system and gemstones, rocks. I said four things, but the second category encompasses all of them. So Jen mentioned
cool.
that there was a place where you can like pick up your own gems or something.
Raw
So then,
gems.
yeah, yes. And Owen became obsessed. We got to find the gems. So we found the gems, and it's this company. It's called Because I Rock, and it's these
So good.
right.
Very good name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they had this big display of dirty gemstones. So gemstones that are unwashed. And you can pick them and then they'll like polish them or clean them for you. And for the kids, they have these things that they call wish jars where they pick these rocks and then they go through like the kids wash them and polish them and they put them in a little jar and then they can decorate it and put a little wish in there, they loved that. But anyway, these two women, they're miners.
They just go to the quarries.
I don't know where they
They're
go.
There were pictures of them.
Nice.
With an
Nice.
E.
No, there are pictures of them at these
Black-owned, women-owned company, and I overheard one of them. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I overheard one of them, kind of like bad-mouthing another company, saying like, "Oh, that's one of the ones where they just like throw them out in a spray, and then you go find them. You got to do one of the ones where you go into the earth." So I think this other person was saying they heard about some kind of mining expedition, but it's fake because they
These are two women who are passionate about not geology. What is
It is geology.
studying rocks? Is that geology?
Yeah, isn't it?
Geography.
It's astronomy.
They're passionate about like the earth and stone and like this.
Yeah.
If
So
they
she's
go
like,
in there.
you got to do one of the ones where you go into the earth. I literally heard her say this because when you go into the earth, it's just like a vibrational kind of thing, and it never leaves you.
I can definitely.
Isn't that scary?
I can definitely see how that could be exciting.
How far?
I don't want it. I want it to leave me.
Yeah. How?
That makes me not want to go there.
far into the earth do you have to go
Like, is she
for the vibration to get into you?
Wait, when she says go into the earth, is it digging or is it going into like caves and mines?
Yeah, it's all kind. It's this. It's like, what's that movie where they're like, there's people down there, or so? Is it The Abyss? There's something.
Journey to the center of the earth.
Something like that.
Chud.
I mean, there's like 10,000. Was that?
Oh, no,
what's
isn't-
the
Well, there was a
Jordan Peele
horror movie.
There's shit down there,
The
bro.
Jordan Peele movie. What's it called?
Us.
Us.
No, but
No.
there's that horror movie with
Spoiler
the
alert, I don't
they
know.
go into the caves and then there's like creature. What is that?
Yeah,
fucking
no,
movie?
we have a drop. It's John Henson going, there's shit down there, bro. I think, Jeff, I think you would probably have it somewhere.
Anyway,
Jeff, you're going to be cutting this
that's
out.
the one with that. That's the one with that poster that always annoys me when I see it because it's like a picture of women posing naked in such a way that it's supposed to look like a skull, but it's
Oh.
not a fucking skull. They get it wrong, and it's just like, oh.
What's wrong about it?
There's
like
shit
The
down
eye
there,
holes
bro.
are like white instead of dark or something. Like there's two bodies where the eye holes should be, and it should be the opposite. They should be surrounding a void.
Let's hear it again.
There's shit down there, bro.
Yes.
Anyway, I think, yeah, how far into the earth are they going? It all sounds very dangerous, but also kind of magical.
Have you ever been into a cave? Have you like been to Carlsbad or any of these deep
Nope,
caves?
I've never been in a cave.
Have you?
Been to Carlsbad,
That's kind of neat, right?
but I haven't been in a cave.
Carlsbad Caverns? That's a cave.
You can go to Carlsbad without going to caves because it's
Oh,
also a
but have you
city.
been in the cave?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant by saying I have, but I had not been in the caves.
Oh, so you've been there, but not
I'm
down
leaving.
into.
I'm
the...
leaving. This
Ah,
is where I live. This is where I
Yeah,
get mad and leave.
here we go.
Ah, I'm out of here.
Oh my God, he left.
That's been
That
walking.
guy, can you believe him? How controversial.
Wow.
So
You guys, Jeff, we got to cut that out. I would hate for that to leak.
So good.
You are not going to believe what just happened.
Oh my God.
We should do a whole episode about why we're so angry with him.
Yeah.
And then, but that's part of the controversy is like I just said to him, but you've never been to the caves.
Yeah.
And then why did he get so upset? Then
Right.
but then
Well,
you-
his childhood.
But then you can do one that's your side of the story.
Oh, it's so good.
I think it's time to do Hey, Go Fuck Yourself. I wish we had a song to introduce it. Okay, so I am wearing a new shirt, and now that I know my color story, I'm a true autumn. I don't know if I can pull this
You're
shirt
all
off.
up in your fucking head.
Yeah,
that
because
color
I
looks
don't.
great on you.
Thank you. I don't know if it's really what I'm supposed to be wearing anymore, but thank you very much.
Every time he claps, I look around. I feel like there's someone clapping.
I was in the bathroom trying to remove the tags from the shirt, and
Mm-hmm.
I pulled one off, and I'm like, oh, good, I did it. And then I'm like, oh, no, there's another one, and I pulled it off. And then I walked in here, and then Jeff said, you know you have a tag on your shirt, right?
By the way, for the record, I said I don't mean to be
He
pedantic,
did. He literally did.
but you have two tags hanging off of your shirt.
Two?
Did you know that?
Dang.
Wait, I had two?
There were two.
Dang.
I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Here they are. How
The applause was for me being right.
many tags do we need? It's beginning to be like an overstuffed key ring, you know? And you're like, how many places do you really need keys for? Shirt manufacturers and people who hang tags. Hey, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
It is excessive. I don't understand why. You know, it's almost like when you watch, which I understand the reason for this, but when you watch a TV show and then there's all those different production companies that have their little placards at the end. How many
yeah.
people produce this shirt?
I don't know. There is a viral clip that went out of this woman who was watching some indie film. I forget the film. And she's just like, look how long this is. And she records the beginning of this film where they show the production company like credits, you know? And it was like 5 minutes of just one after the other after the other. She's like, oh, you think the movie's about to start right now? And then it was like 3 minutes in. There's another and another and another. So it was like, yeah. I think in the situation with your shirt, though, you bought that through a third-party kind of company that
Has to put their own
takes-
tags on it.
so it takes the tags and then adds tags. It's not like the normal tag situation.
There's still a lot of tags, Daniel. Don't dilute my point.
I will
Tag
not let you
makers,
slag off the
you're
tag
on
makers.
notice. Does anyone else have anything that they need to say?
I have a really aggressive one. if
Okay.
I may.
Yes, please.
We'll keep it anonymous, but sometimes I try to be a nice person, and I'm going somewhere, and I'm like, hey, I'm stopping at Starbucks. Does anyone want anything? and then somebody, then like I get a yeah, and then I get like, oh god, now I have to get them something. But I'm like, you know what? I offered it. It's fine. And then they're just like, iced coffee. Can I tell you? I don't even drink coffee. I get like a tea, iced tea or something, you know. But like,
You got something where they said "great pick" today.
great pick. Yeah, I don't like when that's a whole nother category. I don't like when they write
Oh wait,
stuff on it.
they
They
what?
editorialized.
They write positive energy.
I think that's a
things.
new thing they're all told to do is to add a little like flair to the.
I could talk about that for 17 hours. By the way. I have a lot of hot
Look
takes.
at this. Look at this. It just says enjoy, not great pick.
I have like a racial conversation related to this too.
Oh,
like,
well,
oh my
I'm the
God.
person
That's
for
a whole-
that.
but it's a whole thing. I got in a fight with someone about it once. But someone wrote Black Lives Matter on my cousin's coffee thing. And do you want to hear? This is off
Yeah.
tangent. But here's the thing: respect all day. Like I agree, obviously, whatever. Like no question, whatever. So to be clear,
Allison, do you agree?
see, this is what you get. Don't
I
answer,
do.
Don't answer.
Okay, all right. Just wanted
Okay.
to check in. You know, take nothing for granted. Go ahead.
But I said to somebody, because my cousin called me and we just talked about like Larry David style, just like how it's a funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you like as a white guy or as a non-black person, you just go, yeah, cool. You're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, are you supposed to acknowledge it?
Yeah, you're just like all the Larry David of it all. It's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
this is not, none of this is a knock on the idea of it, but just the idea, like, I just got like iced matcha latte and like, this is what this is. But then, but I made the point, what if I put, I mean, to be sincere, what if I put Jewish, we don't have a hashtag, no one cares about Jewish people except
Never
for us.
again.
But
Did
like,
you put, like, Star
hashtag
of
never
David?
again. But sincerely, what if I put something Jewish pride, whatever, if Jewish people had a prideful
Yeah.
hashtag that other people besides Jews cared about, which we
Right.
will never have because no one cares about Jews. And so people would be weirded
It would not
out.
be okay.
It genuinely would not be okay.
Right.
And it's mind-boggling to me that's a whole nother, that's not fun. But so anyways, but the silly thing is, we can talk about that if you want. But the point is, people. So someone says,
Iced coffee.
I'm being the Uber driver, Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever company, and I'm getting stuff for my friend. I had iced coffee. I've just been there 1,000 times, and then they go, some people just go, I want a coffee, just get black coffee. Then I go, then they go, I'm sorry, that's just traumatic for me. I have PTSD. Someone has said to me, black coffee. Then I get there and then they're like, iced or hot? And I'm like, what? And then they're like, what kind of milk do you want? What size do you want? I'm like, I don't know, bro. So for a professional adult person who works in entertainment, who has been delivered a coffee before, to just say, I want an iced coffee, and to tell me today, we're not going to say who it was, I just want an iced coffee. What am I supposed to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
by the way, so then I write back
Yeah,
because I know where
Allison.
I write back and I know where this is going.
I was not. That
And then I got the
person.
then I got a screenshot of a text from Allison to whoever wanted the
Whoever
iced coffee.
wanted
We're
it.
not going to say who it
No.
was. We're not going to dox anybody.
Could have been my son.
But she said to the person, "Can you translate your order into Starbucksese?" Which I think is fair. And now we wait. And then grande iced coffee with whole milk and 1 pump of sweetener. You knew it. I'm not gonna make eye contact with you. You knew it.
Who knew it? The person? Yeah.
The person knew. But what would
Well-
Well, yeah. I need to double down on this. Okay.
you knew?
You had a Starbucks wife. Were you here when we discussed his Starbucks wife?
No.
Okay.
Wait, you are. Oh, that's why you're against polyamory or polycules because you've done it before through Starbucks.
That's true.
There was a Starbucks Reserve, which is a fancy Starbucks,
It's a
and there
fancy
he
Starbucks.
was going there for a period of time at our old house, and he had a woman there who I called his Starbucks wife because she engaged in light conversation with him, and my point being, that's how much you go to Starbucks. Like you use their app and stuff. So
well, I used to when I would go into the office.
whatever. My point is, is when I said to you, "Do you want anything from Starbucks?" Why
was-
did you think iced coffee was a good answer?
I
good
felt like
enough.
I thought
Do you think she was getting it for you and she knows?
I
what you
legit
need?
was trying to come up with the simplest order possible.
No, but you make it worse.
Well, I realized that, but like at the time,
yeah, I realized it too, pal. We're not gonna say who it was.
well, I feel like
So this could be Jeff talking.
I feel like I could. saying iced coffee, like, give me the default, whatever it is. Like, if it ends up being not exactly to my preference, that's fine.
He wants a puppuccino.
But then when she came back with the like translate that, I'm like, oh, he actually does want like the specific order.
That's not what I want.
It's what they demand.
Were you there at when that was sent out? Were you at Starbucks?
No.
Honestly,
this was 2
like
hours before.
I would have been fine with nothing, but it was so nice of you to offer. I thought
Now
okay.
I'm being punished. I
It's
didn't
really
even
your fault.
I didn't even want anything.
It's honestly your own fault. No, here's the other
I
thing.
have rage in me right now.
Here's the other thing.
I'm playing real cool.
It's
Starbucks
bold to take
Ease-
someone up on their
Starbucks
offer.
Ease
It's rude almost.
He said sorry, so he's acting like he got away. It's fine. We're even now, but it's not. It was very blasé because his defense is so hard. And
Yeah.
Starbucks Ease is a I hate ordering drinks that way.
It's a demanding nomenclature. It's so like you're gonna order our way.
It's like you want to go in and just order a fucking iced coffee. Just give me an iced coffee. I don't. You know what? It can be plain, and I'll put milk and sugar in it. Like, just give me a fucking iced coffee. But instead, they're like, if you want to order this iced coffee from us, you have to put on this silly hat, and you have to do a little pirouette,
Solve this riddle,
and put your
dance.
pinkies up and go la la la. I'm a little girly, and like, and that's the only way that you can fucking order coffee from us. You have to act in a particular fucking stupid way, like pump. I want one pump of shit. That sounds so fucking stupid when you say it. I want the grande. I want the grande with one pump. Like, what the fuck kind of like 17th century dandy are you trying to turn me into? I want coffee.
You're foaming at the mouth
Like,
right
no,
now.
it drives me crazy. So like, I was trying to get away. I was trying to get away with just ordering iced coffee and having some last shred of self-respect.
No.
That isn't already stripped away
You're
by the
projecting.
woman that I've chosen to spend my life with.
You're projecting. So you have a lot of anger in you. You're acting very Catholic right now, and you need to calm down.
And by the way, when you say I want a medium coffee, they know what that is.
No, but
They just make you say it.
No.
their
No,
Yeah.
no,
way.
no. Can I defend corporate America for a second?
Finally.
You can say I want an iced coffee. The problem is when the delivery guy shows up and you're like, oh, I can't have dairy. Or
Yeah.
I wanted it smaller. Or
Well,
I wanted sprinkles in it.
The problem is that we don't know each other well enough, so you didn't know that I would have not cared.
I didn't know you were a sociopath.
No,
who
I
wants
wouldn't have cared.
whole
You could have
milk.
given it. You could
Who-
literally.
You want?
I was
You're a
surprised by
Jew
that.
who wants whole milk.
No,
How
I
does your
said whole-
stomach?
He's not Jewish.
Oh,
I said
excuse
whole milk
me,
because
I'm
I had
so
to
sorry.
choose something because
I'm jealous of your tummy. Honestly, I'm envious. You have an aspirational
He claims that
stomach.
every now and again he claims he is lactose intolerant though.
I'm lactose like barely tolerant. Like
Mm.
I'm like someone who voted for Biden and then voted for Trump. You know what I mean? Like I'm sort of tolerant but sort of intolerant.
You're a lunatic.
Yes.
He seems Jewish.
You
I know,
got to
everyone
choose
thinks
something.
He is. He's 1/16.
It's like I wanted
I
something,
see.
some sort of cream, but I don't want heavy cream. I don't want like half and half. I don't want 2%. I don't want oat milk because I've fucking got testicles. So whole milk.
I mean, cover up my cup says oat milk on it.
Wait,
No,
does
oat milk is yummy, but
why
it
does
doesn't-
what is oat milk for ladies?
Well, no. Well, yes, yeah, it's for ladies.
No, what's wrong with oat milk and testicles?
No,
Yeah,
I was
what's
just-
wrong with having testicles?
I'm making a joke about how everyone like
He's making the Joe
The
Rogan
right-
show he wants to hear.
He's doing a Joe
Rogan-
Rogan. He's trying to see
Be-
Joe Rogan.
right
yeah,
wing-
be the
the right wing has made soy milk.
I
Right.
see.
So I'm adding
I get
oat
it.
milk to. God
But,
damn.
but you know what's interesting about you, and that like you seem like a guy, and I feel like this is what you're saying. In
Okay.
defense, now I'm your lawyer. Now
Thank
I'm your
you.
Jewish attorney. You were saying, I want a chicken sandwich, or where I'm going to, like a burger or sandwich place, whatever. You don't care what's on it, just give me the sandwich.
Yeah.
You're that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'll eat it with mayonnaise. You
Whatever.
like mayonnaise. You
Yeah.
like mustard.
Whatever.
You
Unless
like
he
special
just-
sauce.
unless it has onions.
But
and
I
then
can
he'll
pick them
go
Right.
off.
place
You
But
can pick 'em
honestly, I can just pick them
Okay.
off.
See, but I'm not that guy.
Mm.
If it has mayonnaise on it, I can't eat it.
Right.
I don't like onions you can take off, but drinks. But so I was looking out for you the way I would want to be looked out for, but that's not how
Right.
you like to be looked out for. You
Well,
would
I
have
don't-
been happy
Oh,
with
you have
whatever I
different
got
love
you.
If I had
languages.
known that, then I would have been specific the first time.
Well,
Right.
now
But like,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh God, I don't. If he's already buying me a drink, I don't want to make this harder. Of course, I ended up making it.
Yeah, you
harder.
did.
But I was just like, give me iced coffee, whatever. However it comes out is great.
Right.
this
you
is an
were
ex-
you were
you
trying
should-
to be low maintenance.
You shouldn't have to do the extra laps to extract out of your
Right.
generous offer what
Super
the person
generous.
actually.
Right.
Yeah,
actually
but that
wants.
makes sense too.
But this is an example
Yeah.
of why monogamy is so good, though, because we had a fight,
Yeah.
and now we're more
So
connected
repair.
and
So
more
now-
attracted to you now.
Well, now are you part of our polycule?
Wait, are we? Are we joking? I can tell we're joking.
I don't know when
You're
we're joking
attractive
anymore.
people. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
Like,
I have a question though.
Only if
When- now-
Betty can
we'll
be
get
part
back
of
to
it.
this.
When you walked in holding 2 drinks,
Yeah.
and you met my kids and my mother-in-law.
Your mom answered the phone answered the door lovely with
His mom.
your mom with food in her mouth. So like I was
Oh.
like I think if this had been I was just thinking, and she couldn't speak, and very politely and lovely and classy and everything. But if this had been the last time I came over and I didn't know if I was in the right house or not, I would have been so confused by
Oh, yeah.
just not speaking to me, woman who's just staring at me while I'm holding a dog and 2 cups in my arms.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of things happened.
Yeah, I'm glad you knew this was the right house. So anyway, you came in holding the drinks and you
Yeah.
said, "Hi, I'm your Uber Eats delivery guy."
I made a joke to children that one of my jokes, inside jokes to myself, is that if I make jokes to people who don't understand my jokes. Anyway, that's my own thing. I bring joy to myself by
Okay.
trying to be not funny on purpose. But
Or
did I cause problems?
That's all I do.
That
or-
joke, yeah.
or you actually resent someone taking you up on your generous offer. Because like I said, it's a bold thing to do to take someone up on that offer.
Is it?
I don't know.
Can I tell you? I don't know you enough to. I feel like now through our fight and our bonding, now I know you enough to be pissed off at you. But I didn't know you well enough this morning to be like, "Fuck this guy." I was just like,
Well,
"Oh."
hold on. So like,
But now, if this happened again, I would be like, "Fuck this guy."
well, that's okay.
That's progress,
fine.
right?
But I mean, you can't.
I honestly felt it'd be rude to turn down the offer of the
Uh,
iced coffee.
So
I thought as a couple we handled it well because I turned it down,
But were you being
he wanted
polite?
something.
stop it. But were you offered, by the way?
I you know, I
you weren't
didn't.
even offered.
I'm sorry.
No, Allison,
I didn't make that. I didn't
Jeff
want to do
doesn't-
that extra
I
lap.
didn't
I
even-
knew Jeff was going to say no.
Is this true?
I probably would have said no.
Is this Minority Report style? Is this what's happening? You knew he would say no. Is
Yeah,
that what-
Allison's predicting by my
those
mental profile that I would have said no,
those
but I
weird-
would have said no.
those weird ladies in the pool.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
you remember it, dude.
Mhm.
Those chicks in the pool in the Minority Report.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Who was?
remember
Was
the
that
movie, though.
Emily Mortimer?
Oh, I don't know. They have names.
No, the actress.
I,
The actresses all have names.
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
I forget. There's 2
I
actresses
know
I can
Frances-
never.
I was
I saw
actually
Frances
hoping that it
Farmer.
wouldn't come up, that I didn't ask Jeff because I felt rude, but I also felt like I don't know if he's going to answer right away. I don't know your timeline. It's just, you know.
You know how funny is this?
Sorry,
Like I
Jeff.
was mad at you, and
Yeah.
now everything's Allison's fault.
It-
I didn't even
always.
realize that. I thought that you were talking about some whole other thing. I didn't realize that this happened today with the
Wow.
people in this room,
Yeah,
and
Taylor.
that I'm the person not included. So now I'm mad.
hey, go fuck yourself.
Taylor-
Not for not including me, but for deceiving me.
Wait, me?
No, me.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm guilt free.
Taylor texted
No,
at
you-
10
you don't.
Very
a.m.
kind.
Taylor
Good
texted.
guy.
The show was at noon. Taylor texted at 10 a.m. and said, "Does anyone want anything from Starbucks?"
I didn't say to you two that are married that live in this house.
I know.
I
And-
meant your kids too.
Well, what I was trying to avoid for you.
Well,
didn't
you
Was-
don't want to go down that road.
Because
They
then
always
it's
want
like cake pops, and then suddenly you're having to tell them what flavor cake pops are happening. I mean, I thought it was a very kind offer, and I was unclear whether whether we're actually supposed to take him up on it. But I didn't want to turn it into a thing where you
This is
actually
Jewish of
are
you.
our Uber Eats driver, delivery guy. Jeff, I'm
Listen,
sorry from the bottom of my heart.
That's okay.
If it's any consolation, I always feel guilty anytime anybody does anything nice for me,
Me too.
and it's always like
accepting accepting gifts and emotionally compliments. Accepting.
it's hard.
I remember like because I do the same thing. Even getting compliments, I make it weird. I make self-deprecating joke. I remember meeting. I mean, it's just only a compliment to him. But like Jim Gaffigan, like 20 years ago, I remember seeing him at UCB in New York, and he was so funny that he made some like offhanded, like self-deprecating thing. This is not a knock on him. He's just doing what we all do. This is 20 years ago, whatever. But and I felt weird afterwards because I was like just being so sincere, and he was like, I was just trying. I don't know. But he's being modest and whatever, and like, so I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Of like, not to be like you. I'm joking.
Well, yeah, but it's like, no,
he's a
I've had the
cautionary
same sort of
tale.
experience where you go like, oh, it doesn't actually make the other person feel better when you shrug off their compliment, but it feels uncomfortable to just accept it. So you've got to like play this weird like, okay, thanks.
But
Yeah.
I get the flip side of it though, is because I genuinely, it's not even making a joke. I've offered, hey, does anyone need anything? And then the person goes, oh yeah, my mom's here, my kids are here, we got some friends over. Give me $17,000
Yes.
for this stuff. And then I genuinely am like, fuck you.
Yeah,
Are you
right.
Well,
kidding
that's the
me?
thing.
But,
It's-
but that's how we feel as kind, well-meaning people.
Mhm.
Where we feel like 2 sounds like 10,000
Yeah.
when it's not, you know. But,
One time, this is related, sort of. A friend of mine, is he a friend? I don't know. Someone who's been on my show a lot, made a movie, invited me to the screening. And afterwards, he was supposed to come on the show, and then we needed to reschedule for some reason. But he said,
Armie Hammer.
what did you think of the movie? And I wrote back like, oh my God, I loved it. And then my phone rang, and he wanted to know what was my favorite part of it. What did I like
that's
about
not
it? And I was like,
cool.
oh God,
That's not
I
cool.
am not prepared. I mean, I did like it, but I was paying him a compliment,
Right.
but
You didn't have notes.
I wasn't ready to articulate it to that level of specificity. So that is someone who's actually taking a compliment too well.
Boy, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Can I tell you what I learned in life? This is like therapy type stuff, but I didn't learn this in therapy. If you worry you're being that guy, you're not that guy. If you have that, this is wisdom for your audience, your love.
Then I'm never that guy because I always worry I am.
But it's true, and I think I'm not a parent, but I think that applies to parenting.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I don't want to be that. You're not.
yeah, because those
Right.
people,
They don't
part
worry.
of what we don't want to be about that guy is completely lacking self-awareness.
But by the way, you just go thank you. You know what I mean? Just do thank you. You know. And
I live in just off what you're saying. Like I live in perpetual fear that a friend of mine, any friend of mine is going to ask me to view their thing they did,
Oh, I said read my screenplay,
read their script or whatever, because
watch-
I'm always afraid it's going to suck, even if I know the person's talented, and then I'm going to have to either just endure, see something that sucks that a friend did, or have to say something about it without crushing them. And I just would rather, I just end up, the complexity of all that freezes me, and I just don't want to. I'll just like avoid it. Even if I know it's probably good. Like, I don't know. I have this weird.
That's so interesting because Daniel is very artistic and like makes all sorts of cool things. And whenever you show them to anyone, you always have an attack of insecurity
I
afterwards.
feel guilty foisting my work on anybody.
Maybe that's because of how you feel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I have in the past like given people things like I was going to make something for Tony like cuz he's into Star Wars, and I made a Star Wars thing, and then I'm like, but he didn't ask for it. And
Oh,
then
I'm sure
he's
he
going to
would've
have that
liked it.
awkward thing of having to like
Every time you come over, he has to like put it up on
or
the
just like
mantle.
what do I do with this? Like what if he
Right.
doesn't like it? Like or
I'm
just,
sure he would have loved it though.
but I don't know. So it was just like, what am I doing?
Make me something. I'll put it up on my wall.
I don't know. It's
Why
just
was
like
that funny? Why was that funny?
Make Betty.
I'll make Betty. I don't know. For me, I just like make stuff for me, and then
You just said you make
like
stuff for
when I
Tony.
die,
What the fuck?
I know.
when I die, if people
Now
want
he just
it, they
changed his trajectory. I don't make things for other people.
Yeah, no, he used to make things for people.
Now that you asked for something, he's shutting it down.
I even like
He only
I,
foists it on people.
He's dodging me completely.
Yeah, I
hard.
know. He's not even looking at you.
it's just too awkward.
After you
in
brought
here.
him coffee.
Oh
How
my
dare
god!
you? How dare you?
Wow.
How dare you.
Wow.
It's really your fault for offering.
This is wild.
How dare you?
This is wild.
Last time you're on this show, for
Thank God. Thank God.
buying me
For a
coffee.
week.
Good.
All right. Here's the things that need to happen.
Hey, I have a hey. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, sorry.
This is stressful.
I'll make it short. people who go to swimming pools at, a resort or the beach and then decide that everybody needs to hear their music.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
who goes to a swimming pool at the beach? Those people piss
Or
me
the
off.
beach. Or the beach.
You're mad at them because you're so jealous that they have a
I
beach.
know.
a swimming
How
pool
dare
at the
they have a beach?
Yeah.
No, if you go to the beach, any public thing, or there's a big swimming pool or resort or whatever, and you bring your fucking music and you play it for everyone to hear, you can go fuck yourself. That is
hey, go fuck
don't
yourself.
be that person. I'm like pre-angry about this.
What if Bon Jovi showed up with his guitar? I don't know if he plays guitar,
God.
but what if he showed up with the guy who married the woman, and then are they still married? I don't think. But
honestly,
would
The
that
guy
be,
who
that
married
would-
the woman?
what's the other guy from Bon Jovi? He married the woman from Swamp Thing.
oh right, what is his name? Joe Sabatini or something?
Yeah. No, he's like famous guy.
Doesn't he have a name like that? Like
Joe Sabatini. I feel like
Jim
there isn't.
Santorini,
There's a girl from Melrose Place and Swamp Thing.
Richie
Yeah.
Sambora?
Richie
Yeah.
Sambora.
Close.
That's close.
But is it cool if like when like Green Day performs in the subway with Jimmy Fallon? Is that obnoxious?
That would be cool, actually.
That because they're Green Day.
What
That's
if
cool.
What if Meryl Streep showed up on the beach singing?
All right, well, these are two different categories. One is the person that decides everybody here, you're all going to listen to country music today all afternoon.
What if it's Garth Brooks?
Anything. Even if it's music I like, it's annoying because I don't want,
Like-
I haven't
like-
chosen to listen to that. But
Like
did you
Carter
see the video
Cowboy?
of that
Is that
little
what it's
girl?
called?
So there was a
Beyonce's country album.
Oh yeah.
So there was a flight that was delayed, and everybody's in the plane, and a little girl gets on
Oh, yeah.
the thing and starts singing a song from Moana.
Yeah.
And every post about it is like, I would fucking kill myself. This like, and it's like, I get it, I do. Like, she's okay.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for it.
You're
On the
gonna
other,
love the last 4 minutes of this show.
but on the other hand, it's like, it's like she's trying to like, but I don't know. Like that's a little bit of a different category.
What about when like you're like you're on the plane, the cast of The Lion King on Broadway starts singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" or whatever the song is?
It's really a judgment call. Like if it's something I like, I guess I wouldn't have a problem. But you
Yeah.
see, sometimes you'll see like the Christian ones where they all start singing like Christian songs.
The
and you're just
Christian
like,
what?
like a group, like a
On a
Christ-
plane, though?
On a plane. Haven't you
I've
seen
never,
that?
ever.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing too. They try to get you however they can. It's true.
I-
They love it. You can't get out
Never
of it.
ever seen that.
Sometimes they sit down next to you and they go like, "Are you Jew?" And like I'm not like Jewish appearing like you are, Daniel.
Yeah.
And
Very.
but like I've had someone go like a coffee shop by myself like, "Are you Jewish?" And then like I have all this. I'm like, I want to say no, so you leave me alone. But then I want to say yes because I'm proud, and also, but they say no because like you could try to hurt me, or then I don't know. Then I go, "Yes, I am," and they go, "Oh no." So they were like, "Are you?" They're like, oh, I'm sorry to start with. They go like, "Are you?" Have you heard about Jesus? And I was like, I'm Jewish, thank you.
Have you heard about
And then
Jesus?
and then I go, I'm Jewish, thank you though.
This is the
Have you heard
first I'm
about
hearing of
Jesus?
this guy.
And then I go, I'm Jewish, and then they go, well, he's the son of God, and then they try to go.
Ugh.
There's no way. There's no getting out. There's no way they
Yeah.
go. Oh, okay.
There's two people. There's two kinds of people that will ask that. Those people, and then Hasids. Hasids will ask if you're Jewish
Right. They
because
love
they try to bring all the stray Jews into the the more Orthodox fold.
They love it.
Yeah.
I don't look, but I think I've been told I act and like give off Jewish vibes.
The Hasids.
They the Jews like they know. Like I like move like Larry David or something. I'm okay with it, but it's just like people. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry,
What were you
I'm
saying,
into
Jeff?
trauma. I talk about it a lot, but anyways.
I don't recall.
All right, I'm looking at the time. Here's my concern. You got to take Elliot to a swim lesson, and at 2:40, it's 1:49 now, and we're fine. But you might have to pop out and buy him a swimsuit. So
You can't do it.
no, because I have another podcast.
Okay. I
So
don't.
let's quickly do podcast pals product picks, and then let's bring out Owen for his 4 minutes, and then we'll end.
Podcast pals, peanut picks.
Taylor, what is your podcast pal product pick?
You know what? I don't know if it's a national thing, but I'm switching mine up in this to be quickly. You said like your kids love cake pops.
Yeah.
At Whole Foods, I think this thing called Dough Bites.
Oh, I've never tried these.
DOBITS, and there might be another thing. Cake. It's not like a little refrigerator thing, but it's like a pack of 6, and they're all like allergy free and gluten free. It's all the, like the fun stuff that anyone can eat, things that you don't worry about with your super stomach. Wow. And but they're so good. They're like mini cake. They're mini cake pops, but it's the same price as one Starbucks cake pop.
Yum.
Dough bites. I gotta try these.
Dio bite. Yeah, and there's all flavors, and there's like it's so
Is it
good.
like cookie dough type thing, or
They
is
have
it
cookie dough flavors, and there's cake. There's like a birthday cake
Yum.
flavors, and like, but they're better quality and better than the Starbucks ones.
That sounds
Please don't tell the Starbucks family I said that.
No, we won't. We gotta tell the kids. All right, let's bring out our first grade guest who has insinuated his way. Daniel, could you bring him out? I told him you would
Yes.
bring him out. He's insinuated his way onto the show, and he has announced that he is a regular. And I do realize that someone's child is very much an acquired taste that they have, but not everyone has. However, unfortunately, it is easier for me to alienate my entire audience than say no to my 6-year-old.
It's a good call.
So that is why it is limited to 4 minutes. I'm tempted to say, I was tempted to just do a phony thing, like we'll just end the show and then we'll bring them out. But I figured, no, some people enjoy the stylings of a 6-year-old.
I was gonna say, I was gonna suggest that. Not suggest. I was gonna bring that up. Have you ever thought about just telling him he's on a podcast, but there isn't one? Oh, he's
No,
so
I
excited.
haven't yet. No, that's the thing is he also gets a little bit of stage fright. It's really cute.
Oh, he's
Oh,
so
hi.
excited. This is how you want your guests to walk in.
Yes, I know.
In their pajamas, stomping, all excited,
Yeah.
smiling, teeth missing.
All right.
That's how I'm
Oh,
gonna show
no,
up
we
next
don't want to
time.
bang on the table, honey, remember?
Why?
Because it doesn't sound good to the listeners. Hi, Owen. How's it going? Welcome to the show.
Puzzles.
Yeah, why don't you tell everyone? Oh,
no.
it's okay. Tell everyone what you're showing us. Can you tell everyone what this is?
I see a rooster.
I think these are, I'll just narrate. These are little puzzles. They're these little plastic figurines, and then they come apart, and they're Japanese.
Oh, that's great. Do you want to learn in Japanese? I can speak Japanese a little bit.
Let's hear. Daniel actually taught himself
Really?
Japanese. He was doing Duolingo Japanese.
I was like hardcore because we went to Japan.
Really?
So I was able to actually talk while I was there. It was kind of cool, but I've forgotten a lot of it.
What do you want to know how to say in Japanese? Chicken. I don't want to say chicken, but like chicken food is tori niku, and fish is sakana. Can you say- Pretty cool, huh?
So Owen, oh boy, what have you been doing today?
Are you gonna talk?
Chihuahua.
Owen,
Sure.
was Grandma trying to
Wah.
was Grandma
Wah.
trying to load you up with a joke?
Oh, and you need to have something to say.
What?
So-
did-
oh.
I have a joke. That, so what did the ocean say to the beach?
I give up.
What?
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 He doesn't know.
He needs
Do you
everyone.
know?
He's giving everyone a chance to weigh in.
Nothing. It just waved.
Oh, that's really good.
That is really cute. Well,
It was great timing. Like, you really left us in suspense.
Yeah.
Like, I really
The
wanted to
chicken
know.
wants to say something.
oh, okay. What's I gonna say? Oh, that's cute.
Do you know what's the chicken's favorite composer? Do you know?
What's that?
Mozart? I just wrote that. Do you get it? Because you thought I was going to say
I thought you were
Bach.
gonna say Bach. I really did. Yeah.
Did you get it, dude?
I don't think Owen did. I think it went a little
Okay.
bit over his head. I could be wrong though. I had to cough right at the moment where I was trying to retake control of the show. Boy, oh boy. Taylor Williamson. Oh, I did it! I said
You
your
said it
name.
right. That was
Yeah.
really good. I loved it.
I would like.
Blue.
Oh, is the
Blue.
pufferfish talking? Okay.
Okay.
I would like.
So guys,
What? No. Nope. Okay. Honey, I'm going to end the show.
No.
Yeah, it's time for everyone to do their plugs. I'll come around and let you plug your stuff too, okay?
Aw, why?
Because we're at the end of our 4 minutes. Watch. You can hang out while there's a little more of it's going to happen. You can hang out while we do it, okay?
Can I be on the next show too?
No, because that one's just a Zoom show with me. It's not my show. Okay.
Can I be on the Zoom show?
Taylor, thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everyone where they can find you. I'm trying to get Betty on cam.
I'm Taylor Comedy on all the
no,
internet
no,
things
no.
and Instagram and
Oh, stop.
I'm clapping.
this is my time. Okay. I Instagram Taylor Comedy and YouTube Taylor Williamson, and I have a comedy special, Taylor Williamson Live at the Comedy Store, and then my podcast Almost Alpha, which you're gonna be on soon.
I would love to.
And then whether you like it or not, and then check my podcast Almost Alpha and comedy special, and you get it. And thanks for having me again. I'm so honored.
Thank you for being
I'll
on.
see you next week.
Owen, what would you like them to look for? Would you like to tell anyone anything? Okay, great. And Daniel? Okay. And Jeff?
Just one quick plug. Some of the guys from my new wave surf band that I know, Allison, you're a big fan of, the Specific Palisades, because you're wearing her t-shirt. We started a new ska band called Mission Impossible, and we're going to be playing a big ska fest up in Idaho next month, in Idaho of all places. And so that's going to check us out at the Rude Boys in Boise Fest. Tickets at altrudeboysinboise.com.
Can I tell you what's really great, really quick? Last time I was here, you guys just got back from the Ren Fair, and then this time you got back from the Burbank Art Fair. You guys are just cool people going to fairs. I can't wait to find out what next fair you go to.
Thank you very much. And I would like to remind everyone, patreon.com/AllisonRosen and AllisonRosen.substack.com. Everyone, thank you for listening, listeners. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen.